guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a super fun video to share with you. I'm going to be doing a kind of like a first impressions and swatches of the new Kat Von D palette, the Mi Vida Loca. Mi Vida Loca, I think that's how you say it. Palette. This is her holiday palette for 2015. I just picked it up yesterday and I am so excited to share this video with you guys. And in case you're wondering, I am wearing these shadows on my eyes today, and I'll show you which ones I used. Also, I did film a get ready with me video where I completed this look, so if you're interested in watching that, I will make sure to link it for you guys in the info little thing. I think it's usually on this side or this side, I can't remember. If it's already live, if not, I will add that link later. I'm not sure which video is going up first, but let's take a look at this beautiful palette. So first of all, the palette itself, like just the container of it, oh my god. As soon as I saw pictures of this, I was like, I have to have that palette. I don't care what colors are inside. I don't care the quality. Look how, it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. So it is kind of a reflective type of packaging, kind of gradient on the color. So you start with like the pinks and purples and move into the blues, greens, and yellows on this side, but it is just so pretty. And then it has, of course, her signature stars on it. And then on the other side, it shows you like a drawing of what's inside the palette, which is, of course, this beautiful color wheel. Oh my god, this palette, you guys. This might become one of my top favorite palettes. I know I just filmed my top 5 favorite palettes, but this is probably gonna knock one of those out of the ranking because look at these colors. God, really? How could you not fall in love with this palette? They're absolutely gorgeous. There's a lot of mattes, but there's also some shimmers in here. I don't believe that there's any, oh, there is one with glitter. This one here, this blue named Echo, has a little bit of glitter. So there's 24 shades in this palette. According to the packaging and what I read online, I believe that they are all new shades. So there is apparently 24 new shades. So none of these should be repeats from what you have if you own any of the other Kat Von D palettes. So as far as the size of the pans is very similar to last year's holiday palette. I'm not going to pull it out and show you guys because I'm sure you guys are familiar, but the size is very similar. The layout is much different. So in the past, the way that she has her palettes are kind of rows of shades. And then the pans would sit sideways on the palette itself. This time, obviously, it is in like a color wheel, and then on the inside you have kind of some neutrals on the inside of the color wheel. So on the outside, it's all of the shades in the color wheel, which I think is such a great idea. I love, love, love that she did this. So it makes it really easy to create a look with because you can just use shades from the same color family and you know those are going to work really nicely together. Or also shades opposite of the color family are very complementary. So you could use, you know, this orange with something from the blue family. So it kind of gives you like a really easy, the way that it's set up, it makes it super easy to pick which shades you want to go together. So like these greens and stuff would look really beautiful with some of these pinks and reds, purple with the yellow. So anyway, you guys get the point. And then of course your neutrals are in the center, the neutrals are really good for using as like a transition color or blending things out, or of course you could even create a look all on its own just using those shades in the middle if you wanted more of a neutral kind of look. But the colors in here are so fun and so versatile. I mean, you could create endless looks with this palette. So that's the way that the palette is set up. Now also, I'm sure you guys have already noticed this, but obviously this right here is like a cover and the palette itself just slips right in. So you just slide it in like that and then you can pull it out when you're ready to use it. So it makes it really nice and sleek, and when I was using it this morning, I could just pull this part off, set it aside, and then use it like an artist palette. That's what it reminds me of, like, you know, painters and stuff have their little palettes that they dip in. I mean, it kind of feels like that. So it makes it really fun. And it's definitely very artistic type of palette with all of those shades in there. I mean, it's, like I said, endless the amount of looks that you could come up with from this palette. So let's get into some swatches, shall we? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by swatching these middle neutral shades. So I'm going to do those swatches first, and I will describe the shades to you guys, and then I'm going to start on the color wheel after that. We're going to start up here at the purples, and we'll just work our way just around it clockwise. So I'm going to start with this shade though when I get into the colors. So okay, let's begin. So this one here is called Lyric. That one I used to on my brow bone. It's beautiful. I love it. This one here is called Strutter. It's a really nice cool toned matte brown. And then this one here is called Vox, and it's just a really good, nice, deep brown, and it's matte also. The first one has actually got a little bit of a satin finish, so those are them right there. This one here is called Molder. This middle one, that's like a kind of a yellowy canary color, and it is matte. This one here is also matte. It is called Noble. It's just a very nice, warm brown. That would be great for like a transition color to help blend things out. And this kind of white frosty color right here is called Skulls. And there's the hand swatches for those three. Last one in the middle there is just a nice matte black, which you know, obviously matte blacks are very basic, but I'm super glad that they included this in the palette. I just don't feel like any palette is complete without a matte black, so it makes it really nice to do complete looks having that in there, and that's what it looks like. It's a very black, so it doesn't turn up like gray. It's very, very pigmented. Are the next four shades. These are all the shades that are in that kind of purple family. So first here, this one is Love. This one here is called a Anthem. This one is Anthem. This one is Muse. And this one is Echo. Echo is the one that has a little bit of glitter to it, but it actually doesn't show up that good, the glitter. Let me swatch these so you guys can see. Okay, so here are the hand swatches. So as you can see, Echo actually is not as pigmented as it looks in the pan, and you can't see the glitter at all. And then the one next to that is Muse, and it's like a nice soft lavender color. Then next to that, Anthem is kind of like an orchid. That one has just a little bit of fallout, but it's not too bad. I can work with it. And then Love is kind of that pinky purple color, and that one also has a really nice shimmer to it. Are the next four. So this one here is Dark Wave. This one here is called Synth. Then next to that we have Hyper Ballad, and then this green one here is called Lemmy. Let me go ahead and do those hand swatches. These are my hand swatches. So one is called Dark Wave. It's a really nice kind of a deep blue. It definitely has a matte finish on that one. Next to that is Synth. That one is that really vibrant, kind of a turquoisey blue. So that one is also matte. And then we have Hyper Ballad, which is another matte. That one's more of a greenish blue. And then the top one there is the Lemmy. That one is definitely more of a satin finish, and it's just a very beautiful green. As you can see, it does have the slightest bit of a satiny finish to it. My finger and hand is starting to get stained, so I think I'm going to use my other hand now. This first one here, this green, is called Misfit. Next to that, that lime green is called Vinyl. This kind of pale yellow is called Legend, and then this vibrant yellow is called Fran. And Fran is the one that I used on the inner corner of my eye today. Swatch just ended up on my knuckle, unfortunately, in a really bad place. But so this green one here, that is the Misfit. It's just kind of a just a regular mid-tone green. This lime green here is called Vinyl. It's also a matte. There's a lot of mattes in this palette. Next to that, this lighter yellow, this pale yellow, has a little bit of a satin finish. That one is Legend. And then that bright canary yellow, that is Fran. And that is a matte also, and again, that's what I used on the inner corner of my eye today. This one here, this orange, is called Analog. That is a bright orange matte finish that I used on my lid today. This kind of a coppery orange is called Harpsichord, and it does have a little bit of a shimmery finish. That one I used on my lower lash line and in the outer V. This beautiful kind of cranberry red is called Rewind. That one is also a shimmery finish, and I did use that on my outer V also just to deepen it up a little bit. And then this one is called Destroyer. It's kind of a pinkish red, and it is definitely a matte finish. And then the one on my thumb there, that one is called Swoon, and it is a matte pink. So this is the Analog. This is the Harpsichord. This one here is called Rewind. This is Destroyer, and this one here is called Swoon. So I just want to share my overall thoughts on the palette. As far as pigmentation, these are so pigmented. I actually was seeing my fingers starting to stain. In fact, you can see they are still stained, even though I was using makeup wipes to remove the eyeshadows in between swatches. They are very, very pigmented. There's again, a great range of shades. Some of them perform a little bit better than others, but overall, the performance on these is really good. They're very creamy. They're very blendable. I had no problem blending these out when I applied them on my eye today. And they're extremely pigmented. So you don't need to use a lot of product to get the color payoff that you're looking for. For some reason my camera just wants to keep focusing. So overall, oh my gosh, I think this might be my favorite holiday palette this season, which is really crazy because there's a lot of palettes coming out this fall. There's the Vice 4 that came out, which I did purchase, the Lorac Mega Pro 2, which I'm still debating if I'm going to get that one or not. That hits Ulta in a few days. What else is coming out? The Too Faced has their holiday palette. Tarte came out with a holiday palette. Everybody seems like has a holiday palette this season, but I don't know, this might be my favorite one this season. It's just gorgeous. So if you've been on the fence about whether or not you need this palette, I think it's a must-have. I really do. It's a little bit on the pricey side. I think it was $49, I want to say. So it is a little bit pricey, but I think it's worth every penny because you get so many colors in here. It's so versatile and just beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this first impression / review. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'd be happy to answer those for you guys. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!